Yes, yes, people. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome. We are back. Me and Adam, we're back. The duo from Manchester is back. What are you saying, Adam? How's things been? Everything all good?
Mate, yeah, everything good on my side, mate. Just a very, very tiring last few days following this football club. And to be honest, mate, I'm looking forward to the normal routine and football to be talking about
You know
because
what?
everything else I've been talking about has been it's been a nightmare, mate, hasn't it?
Yeah, you know what it is. That's a very, very good point. Sometimes you just need football to do the talking, don't you? As much as we
Yeah.
complain about McFred and all that, yeah. I mean,
I'd rather be talking about them on the pitch than what we have been talking about,
that
mate.
exactly. Exactly, mate. And that's just the bottom reality, people. I'd rather be talking about how shit the passes are than what I've been hearing in the last few days and whatnot, and just the whole general feeling, United, do you reckon United will ever get to a point where United are just doing that well? We don't have to talk about anything off the field, because we just never ever. That just shows you, and it epitomizes the football club, doesn't it? The fact that we're always having to talk about off the field stuff than on the field and success and joy and football, and it's mad, isn't
This
it?
is it, mate. The owners of this football club are just praying that a manager comes in and performs a miracle, mate, and that's
Yeah,
it. Until that manager comes in, that you just said there, in terms of will we ever get to a point where we're just talking about the football and not talking about anything else around this football club? Until that happens, then what you pray for there, mate, is never going to happen because of what we've got running this football club. I mean, I said it. I was perplexed. I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. Absolutely devastated at what the football club came out with the other day, because there's no defending what they came out with in terms of what happened with Lingard. To do what they did pretty much said everything you needed to know. It really did. And I look at it and I just go, there is no hope. There's not even hope of Ranić going upstairs, because he's just been completely undermined by the board. This board who apparently know more about football than a man who he's loved and listened to, and the blueprint of his philosophy is copied throughout the world, through Germany, through all of European football. He's a leader. He is one of these men that people look up to in football, and for some reason our board think they know more than him. And for them to do what they did on transfer deadline day just absolutely fills me with dread and fear. I thought we were trying to turn a corner by changing the structure. No, mate, I'm just going to go to games now and hope for that moment, like you said, that Ralph Rangnick can pull a miracle off with the players that he's got, because that man has been thrown under Ollie's bus, which was falling off a cliff, and he's got stuck under the tailpipe and it's dragging him down with it, and he's still getting results. I've seen the stat come out the other day. It's like he's not had the new manager bounce the other day. He's not had the new manager bounce since he's come in, but since Ranić's come in, there's only Pep Guardiola who's took more points.
Exactly. We don't need that.
I mean, you've got to look at what this man has done and how he's actually performed under the ownership of this football club, and what he's had to deal with and put up with over his tenure. 2 months he's been in, mate. He's had to deal with more than any manager in Manchester United's history in terms of scandal and all sorts. The unrest in the team is one thing, and all the leaks coming out is that. Then you've got what happened with the news at weekend regarding Mason Greenwood, added to the fact that he's been thrown under the bus. 5 international forwards have been let go in one window. He's had no money to spend. Deal with that. He still managed to take us from 8th to 4th within that period. And then to lose what he has done, I mean, I've said it on the United Stands numerous times over the last few days that I think he needs massive credit for what he's doing right now. And to add to that, he's got Paul Pogba to try and come back and deal with, and whatever that brings. So, yeah, any other man, can you imagine what we'd be doing right now if Ali was in charge? That's what I'd say, mate, and where this club would be.
Exactly. And, and that's a scary thought, you know what I mean? And, when I look at the transfer window, I just think, surely Ralph Rangnick would have been very uneasy looking at how many players were leaving, and not many coming through the door. Well, none. None coming through the door. And Jesse Lingard would be another person if it wasn't for Man United. Obviously, if it wasn't for the Greenwood thing happening and West Ham looking to get him, I don't think he'd be here. So it's like, Lingard's probably thinking that's a situation that's not down to me. I want to leave. I want to go. And it's like United have set themselves up to fail in a way where the relationship with certain players, Ralph Rangnick's having to kind of understand. It's almost like therapy now at United. Who's going to come up to me now to my office and say, Cavani came to Rangnick, he said stay. Martial, they had a disagreement or misunderstanding, then he left. There's certain players in this football club, Donny van der Beek, you know what, I need to go. And I just think, it is a case of what it always was, Adam, get top 4 and get us the bare minimum. And you shut up, Ralph Rangnick, and you do your job.
I mean, look at this way, mate. Yeah, this is it, mate. This boils it all down. When I was thinking about it, I broke it all down the other day. So I'm at 30 million. Ollie signing, wasted.
Yeah.
Donny, 40 million. Ollie signing, wasted. Yeah. Martial, 30, 50 million, whatever you want to say. Gone. Out the door. Then we've got what happened with Mason Greenwood, unfortunate as it is, and that situation. But it's pointless talking about that because it is what it is, and will hopefully be sorted out. Yeah. And then we'll deal with the aftermath. That's gone. Mason's gone. Who else went there? I'm missing someone out. Yeah, so you're talking about Axel going on loan, talking about Mengi going on loan.
Yeah.
They were all too happy to send Phil Jones on loan. He agreed with Bordeaux. Only Phil Jones changed that deal. Yeah. So the board, the club, were about to get rid of 3 centre-backs. We're short at centre-back, mate, by the way. We are with our injury record. Give him no midfielders. Get rid of 5 international forwards. Then he says, for me to work, and all this was already going through. Lingard was already leaving before what happened to Mason Greenwood. Yeah. We'd already seen that. He'd been given permission before the window ended to leave by Ralph Rangnick. So Ralph Rangnick has said to the board, look, get rid of Lingard. I don't want him in my squad. The fans don't want him. The player doesn't want to be here. I need him out of my squad so I can do my work. Everything looked like it was set up perfect. And then the board come out with a statement saying he could be a vital part to this squad going into the end of the season. He started 2 games this season. The fact that they said he started 2 games this season was mind-boggling. But then when you break it down, you look at the 2 games that he had started, one under Ollie in the Carabao Cup and one under Rangnick, which was a dead rubber, which he downed tools in. And the board, this footballing masterclass that is upstairs in our boardroom, says, we think he will be a pivotal part. No, your manager, who's dealing with the football side of things, has told you he doesn't want him in his team. He can go. He's not going to play. Why is he staying and causing friction behind the scenes? His brother's come out, slated the club. Lingard put posts out slating the club by putting the West Ham jersey out. Are they actually thinking about the fans? Are they thinking about Ralph? And are they thinking about Jesse Lingard? Because, mate, what is that fan base going to do if he walks out on the pitch?
Yeah, true.
They just absolutely null and void that whole outfit upstairs. And that, for me, is what I hit hardest this week, mate. And we've had a lot to deal with. But that what the board did to Ralph. And now he's going to have to face the music and have to take all the stick in a press conference tomorrow while they're all sat there supping on whatever they're supping on, mate. He's going to take the flak for it after them doing what they've done to him.
I know. And that's always
disgrace, mate.
John Myrtle's been here for how long? Darren Fletcher, he's doing 2 jobs at one and he can't even do one right. Job for the boys.
Mate, listen to this. It's like you said then, Darren Fletcher is Rangnick's assistant coach, but Fletcher is Rangnick's boss. He's ahead of him. Figure that out on the sideline. Mate, he's a sham.
Oh my God! You know what? Yeah, that is the best thing I've ever heard. He's on the pitch there, but he's technically his boss, and technically we're having to listen to Fletcher, or Fletcher has a powerful more role than a consultant does, you know what I mean? Who apparently can work whenever he wants and can be anywhere part of the world. It doesn't have to be in the Old Trafford boss. You know, it's how they, they put Ralph Rangnick as a consultancy role, so he doesn't have to be near the club. So then they could say to him, right, you want to do a Zoom call then in Germany or somewhere else, wherever you're at, so you don't have to see the shambles what we do really behind closed doors. You know, let's be real. That's what they're probably doing. And
you know what I said? I said the other day, mate, that Rangnick's there to take the blame.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, how United are thinking right now, I can only think United are thinking on these terms, saying Manchester United now, the fans have asked for more football, more structure. So we're going to bring in a man in an advisory role. Let's not give him an exact role. Let's just call it advisory, just to sum it up. Then when things go wrong on the pitch, at least they're not going to blame the bankers like they did with Woodward. They've got another person to blame now who's upstairs, who's football related. That's what he's there for. Because from what I've seen, what they've done to him as a manager, what gives you the confidence that he's going to have any say-so or any power when he goes upstairs? Because that's their field. Yeah. He's on his field and they're telling him how to do his job. Imagine what he's like when he goes into their playground upstairs. He doesn't stand a chance, mate.
Especially when you've got journalists like Neil Custis, you've got journalists like, Samuel Lucas to get information from the club. And the way they were talking about, I think Neil Custis talked about Donny, about not being great and, feeding into the different stories and whatnot. They'll try and create that narrative and be like, Ralph Rangnick is going to be the problem. And then it just poses the question, United are linked with Pochettino now. How do you feel about Pochettino? I'm really, really...
He used to be your man, didn't he, mate?
Sorry? He used to be my man.
Be your man.
I used to be singing his words, his praises, but I don't know why I have a different feeling now about Pochettino, if I'm being honest with you. I can't, for me, pinpoint it. And why I'm looking at more Ten Hag more is that maybe I do want a shiny new toy, but I think the toy that I want might be one of them where it's last long in. Whereas I think with the Pochettino thing, it might be kind of like one of them where you use it for a while and then it's like, I want the next one. I don't know. What do you think of the whole Pochettino rumours? And let me know in the comments, by the way.
I mean, personally, mate, I'll be honest. I've been told by someone that the Pochettino deal is already done. Okay. It was done over a month ago. The French media have already known about this, and they've been just feeding it out and leaking it out through the French sort of media. And we're seeing reports now. I've seen them yesterday, and I was like, "Oh God, it looks like it might actually be true," because we've seen the stories that PSG are letting him go at the end of the season. He's sort of trying to all mold into that big story and steadily just cook it up towards the end and then bang. I think we'll get an announcement next month about who United's next manager is, mate. That's what I think. And then it will be announced and then we will know going into the last 2 months of the season who Manchester United's manager is.
So they can possibly work on
look, when you look at it, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. No one's in the know. Nobody knows anything. They're all being told different stories from outlets. But when you break it all down, which I'm guessing a lot of these people are doing as well, you look at it's the easy target for the club. And United always like the easy work, mate, don't they? They like it on a plate, don't they? And Ten Hag would be a lot more of a difficult job and task to get out of Ajax than Pochettino will be to get out of. I mean, I'd ask you now, mate, if Ralph Rangnick gets top four, and gets us to the FA Cup final and wins an FA Cup, is he not in the? I mean, would you take Ralph over Pochettino? Because if it came to them two,
if you said to me now, Ralph won the Champions League, would I dismiss him as a viable option? I think that would be disrespectful if he won the Champions League for us. You wouldn't just say it's like when Van Gaal left. Did anyone in this chat say, Van Gaal, get the hell out of football club and let's get the next one? I was pretty sad when Van Gaal went, obviously, but then when we got Mourinho, I was happy because it was a serial winner. But you play with my emotions there, man. But again, I wanna stress that for me, Pochettino was the answer in 2020, late 2000. 2020 was when he came on a Sky interview, when he was praising saying to United, come and get me. I thought that was the answer at the current squad we had.
I remember that.
You remember? And I thought it was a moment there. Go and get Pochettino. He's ready. He's available. He looks fresh. He looks like he's up for it. I've seen what's happened at PSG, and I don't like that downward spiral. Again, is it up to him? Probably not. But when I talk about bad trajectory, going backwards, I think that's what maybe Pochettino is. If you look at the other side of it, Ten Hag, he's on an upward trajectory. Okay, Ajax have got the structure. Okay, he hasn't been tested in Europe, but it's still upwards. And that's why, for me, I kind of lean towards, this side of the train and not the Poch train anymore.
You think Poch has been burnt? He's had his fingers burnt, and he's seen the light. And it's like United moving too slow for a manager. Yeah. I do believe that if United don't get Ten Hag, 2003 he'll be in the City dugout, and we'd have missed another manager.
That's when his contract runs out, by the way. So if United don't get him this year, it's
Poch, his contract runs out then. Pep is gone in 2023. Yeah. He's already said that. If we
true, it is true.
Missed out on an easier target, and they'll say he was always our manager. I'm not saying Pochettino is a bad manager.
No, it's not. That's what I want to stress.
It's not. But it's like, can he use? I mean, there's none of us here who can't say that. Look, Pochettino will have taken every single experience that he's took, and he's got a lot now. He's played and managed with the best. Yeah. He's been everywhere, and people say he's not been successful. Yeah. Is he too nice? Is he the easy whipping boy for the Glazers? I mean, we've had every manager, every type of manager you can imagine in at this football club, and none of them have worked. Yeah. None of them.
You know what I ask you, Adam? Is it like, when you're similar to your job, when you got a set of tools, but then you go to this modern day apartment and them tools just don't seem to work with what you've got. So then you have to order something for it then to kind of work.
You have to keep updating, mate. Yeah.
There you go. So it's literally like my MacBook now. I'm on a MacBook now. I've got Mac, OS, whatever it is now. You have to update it to see the benefits of what it could give you. And that's what I just feel like it is with Ten Hag. I know it sounds crazy, logical, No,
it's a good analogy, mate, because I've literally just done that. I've just gone to the iPhone 13 Pro Max phone, and my eyes have been open to a world of better technology for doing what I need to do. My job has all of a sudden become a lot easier because I've updated and I've kept up with the time. United don't keep up with the times. Yeah. They're stuck in the past.
No, they don't.
And until that blueprint of what these modern day clubs creeps in, or someone gets hold of someone upstairs and really has a serious conversation, then it's not going to change, mate. It's not going to change. You hear people like Tom Brady coming out saying the owners are exactly what a player needs and what a player wants. Yeah, what an NFL player wants, mate. But Tom, you're not in the Premier League, pal, and they know absolutely nothing about the Premier League.
Yeah,
so exactly. That's exactly what the problem is. The blueprint of NFL is not the blueprint to the Premier League. It's not. It's really not. The only ones who know it are the likes of Liverpool and City. And Liverpool haven't got the best owners, but they've put people in charge and left them to do the job that they know how to do. They've put the right men in charge in all the roles that need to be there. And that's why they've probably got worse owners than us. They have.
Yeah, they have, of
course. What they do is they put the right staff in place. United's bored. And you can go in on the Glazers as much as you want. And yet they're the ones where it stops with, because they're the ones who employ the people that are actually running Manchester United. But the people who are running Manchester United aren't what Manchester United need for winning football matches, winning trophies, and doing it on the pitch. They're, as we know, what needs to be at a football club to earn money and just get by. And unfortunately, until we get that miracle that we said at the start of the show, mate, and that one manager just gets the best out of everyone, we're living in a land of hope.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to Prem Prodigy with the super chat, mate. Appreciate it. He goes, we got Moyes when we should have got Jose. Same with LVG, with Klopp, Jose and Pep, Oli and Pochettino. And now we're doing the same with Poch and Ten Hag. You know what, mate? That is absolutely spot on. Every single thing what he's just said there is spot on, because it's just the same again now. And it's nothing to, it's no damning of the manager that's there before, but United, it's on United now to really think about this appointment. You go and get Pochettino, I'll back him, Adam back him, we all will back him. But the problem is, though, at the end of it, we don't want to be looking like, oh my God, not another manager that's not worked. Or not another manager that is just, we're having this split fan base again. United need to take control of appointing the best manager. You know what I mean? I just think they look at the traction online and think, oh, Ten Hag and Pochettino. Well, you know what? Let's just make 2 of them available and let the fan base, and let's use this. It's like, you know, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Go and ask a friend or something like that, or 50-50.
Yeah. No, mate, they'll go. You do exactly that, because he came out and pretty much admitted that a few months ago, last year, about looking at the algorithms of social media before they made the decision. Yeah. So all they're doing is looking and going, oh, let's just see which way the fan base are going. We can't really split these 2. They'd both be good at the job. I'm looking at both of these managers. They both will enhance youth, which is good.
Yeah.
The DNA of this football club is bringing young players through. And I don't think that either of these managers is better than the other at bringing youth players through. But there's a difference. PSG is not Manchester United. PSG is an ownership which wants to be the best, which will never be the best.
Yeah.
Manchester United is an established mega club. And the pressure at that club, at our club, is different to any other. I would argue Barcelona or Real Madrid are the only ones that compete with the pressure of Manchester United. They are. Bayern Munich, different kettle of fish with the way that the Germans run things. So you have to be able to take it that step up. It's a step up that you need to give a manager backing for and time for. And the managers that we've brought in, they were never... I mean, Moyes, I could see, there was longevity in that, but he was never big enough. It should have been Mourinho to go for a few years, steady the ship and the turnover from Sir Alex Ferguson. Mourinho in for 3 years. Keep us relevant. Don't let us drop off like we did off a cliff. And then change the manager to the next up and coming, which probably was a Klopp or a Pep or someone like that. That's what we should have done. We haven't. We've gone with the manager that's never managed anything above, 6th or 7th in the league in David Moyes. And it was like a spiral. It was like one of them slides that just go round and round on the merry-go-round. It just kept going. And there was no stopping it. It was just ridiculous. And that's where it started. And we just followed the same tactic all the way through. Quick fixes. The quick fix should have been the best in class that was available every time, which was Mourinho. Then it should have been Klopp or Pep, and then managers still would have probably been in charge right now. But we're 6 managers down the line, mate, aren't we now?
And we could have made that into 2. You know what I mean? 2 managers. That's the problem, man. Adam is right there, managing his time and backing. There was a quote here, and by the way, there's over 400 of these here. Please, guys, smash a like on the video if you can. And the question is, Zahid Khan says, Ten Hag is a bigger risk, but the upside with him much greater as well. Poch is a safe option for top form, not much beyond that. And that's my issue. That literally is my point there. I think it's a risk, Ten Hag, but I think the greater risk, the greater reward is, you see. And I think you will get that reward some way down the line, either with Van der Sar coming through, maybe him, sorting out the youth setup, maybe... the fact that Donny van der Beek and the more technical players might get game time. Maybe the fact that his approach in transfers might not be, oh, you know what, he costs 80 million, but you know what, I don't want to spend 80 million on a centre back. I want to spend it 40 million on defensive midfielder, and then maybe 40 million on a defender, but just go for names like Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, just because they're available and they're ready to go in the first team. But the price as well should look at it. And I want a guy who just was strategic in what he does. And that is the question. With Pochettino coming in now, is he just almost going to come in and think, yeah, you know what? I'm finally glad to be here, man. And I don't want anything. I don't want to make sure that the football club isn't kind of like, we have arguments and whatnot, we clash. I just want a manager to come in and his ideas, imprint it and take this football club forward. But again, it's not all down to him, is it? It's the board, because they said today, Adam, that apparently it was a leak. Fabrizio Romano said that they didn't want Boubacar Kamara because, the summer, they're waiting for the summer. Oh, the big summer. The summer rebuild's coming again.
Summer which is shorter because of the World Cup, less
There you
time,
go.
which is why I think the new manager will be announced in March next month, mate. I think if United there's not much that they can do that's going to recover what they did to Ranić for me in this January transfer window, mate. They'd have to go some. But honestly, look at it. Mengi's coming back, Axel's coming back, Jones will still be there, Martial's coming back, Donny van der Beek's coming back. All these players that have gone out are all coming back.
Brandon Williams, Pereira.
Yeah, you've got all this mess to deal with.
Translated.
The manager needs to be announced within the next couple of months and know what's coming. He really does. And yet, some people will argue the point and say, well, he's still got to manage his other job. So how is he going to keep an eye on that? Well, he has a team. He will have people looking at it for him, reporting to him. Let's not forget, this is the single biggest job in world football.
Easily.
So you need a team behind you, and you need to be already planning at this stage now.
Absolutely.
And for the club to come out and say, we're not spending any money because we're waiting for the summer, it's just building up to a big crescendo and probably an anticlimax. Well, I may be wrong. They may spend 200 million and we may get 3 or 4 players in the summer that we need. But I just feel like it's just completely wrong to do what they've done to Ralph Ranić, give him absolutely no chance and leave this man to deal with everything that is wrong with his football club, because we know what questions he's going to be answered in that press conference tomorrow. He's going to be asked about Greenwood. They'll probably ban that question, to be honest. I'm guessing that will be put out at the start. It's not even worth talking about. Not worth us talking about. But that's there. He's had to deal with that on the football side of that. He's lost another forward there, mate. So you can add that to the amount of international forwards that have gone out of this football club and what he's not got at his disposal. But looking at it now, honestly, mate, Pochettino, I would say his favourite. Ten Hag, I don't think the club are going to risk it. I don't think they want the battle. They don't want to deal with Ajax. Do Ajax even want to deal with Manchester United after the way that we treated Donny van der Beek?
Did you see what Van der Sar said? I hope this club treats you, better, basically, in a nutshell.
Well, he set out that letter, didn't he?
Yeah.
To United at the start. He was born and raised in Ajax. Now it's time for you to take over and look after our boy. He's just not had a chance, and he may not be the player that we all hope he's going to be. But you want to see him actually
a chance, though.
Have a few games to actually see if he isn't worth it, because we're seeing every other player fail on the pitch and still get games.
Exactly. Big up to Vingesh for the super chat. Goes, big up, guys. I agree with you, Saeed. Ten Hag will be a good appointment, but the board back him. They like them shiny signings. They do, and that's probably why Ten Hag doesn't want to come. Maybe where he's thinking to himself, Ronaldo up top. I don't know if I can work with that in terms of what I want to do. You've got a lot of forwards who are not there, like I said to you. Obviously, the Mason Greenwood thing has happened now. Sancho, a lot of pressure now to deliver. Rashford's been 2 years of barrage of injuries and whatnot. It is a lot of stuff to sort out. And that's the thing, Adam. You know what I mean? As much as Pochettino wants his job, he will have them few hesitations to kind of come to this mess, because it is a mess. You don't think Ronaldo? I don't think Ronaldo might not be here. Necessarily for 2 years. He might want another kind of another venture if we don't make Champions League.
If we don't get Champions League next year, do you think he's going to want to play out his last year in Europa League?
No, come on, no. I'm sorry.
That's the question. We know Cavani's leaving.
Yeah, Cavani. I don't know if you see what happened today.
Lingard will be gone.
God
knows if Donny van der Beek and Martial are coming back. They are coming back, obviously, but the manager has to look at everyone again. He needs a full pre-season. He's not going to get one because of the short turnaround.
Yeah.
And we're sat here in January thinking, for the investment of what, 50 million, you could have had both of them players you just mentioned there, mate.
Yeah, of course.
Both of them midfielders could have come in for the 50 million that we spent on Fred.
I know. As well.
They probably won't be on a wage combined what he's on already either.
Yeah. You know what the worst thing about it is that I think someone was telling me today. If we'd have sold Lingard for the initial loan fee we had and the loan fee for Martial, we could have got Dennis Zakaria. We could have got Bubba Kamara, if they said, right, 10 million, whatever it is, you know what I mean? We could have got these players. And the funny thing is, we're still going to go for Bubba Kamara in the summer. So what makes a difference now? We'd have still been in for Dennis Zakaria in the summer if he'd have stayed at Mönchengladbach until the end of the season. All these things that people say, well, you got to wait for the manager, what he wants. Well, it's never been what the manager wants anyway. People saying to me that Donny van der Beek wasn't Ollie's signing. So then whose signing is it? They got Premsy TV, by the way. You know what I mean? That's what I don't get. Someone asked a question about getting the season's aspirations and whatnot. When you look at Adam, man, is there a reason why they didn't get top four? Because they didn't get transfers and they're almost resting on their laurels is because of the way the Arsenal situation is and how dire they are, and the fact that Tottenham are always Tottenham, and that they just think by given nature that United have enough quality to get this top four.
This is crazy, it, mate, isn't it? Getting top four by default.
By default, yeah, basically.
Because everyone else around us is just falling by the wayside as well. But I look at Tottenham and they strengthened in January, probably the only team to do. And for me, I'm looking at West Ham. I thought they dropped the ball. Arsenal dropped the ball. Yeah. I think they've given us a chance by not signing anyone. I mean,
I know, of course.
We needed players in, and we needed reinforcements. I do understand we needed players out, but let's be honest, we needed a midfielder. I was never confident that we were going to get it anyway. The midfielder, I said before the window we won't, and that was just because I knew how this club would run. But it is literally there because the inconsistency of all the other teams underneath City and Liverpool are just as bad as us. We're just in a mix of a pot. We're just part of a bundle now. We're not even relevant as a major force in football anymore. Off the pitch, yeah. History, yeah. Nostalgia and everything like that, yeah. But right now on the pitch, we're just part of the rest. We're not stand out. And right now I'm looking at City and Liverpool both strengthening. Yeah, we're talking about stabilising the shit, but we're falling further behind them. They're just sneakily just increasing their squads, getting better, and we're just standing still. We're losing players.
You're right. They're taking advantage of the mess.
Strengthening their spot, mate, yeah.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. And I always said, right, Liverpool, as much as, they've had an upward trajectory in the last 4 or 5 years under Klopp, they haven't got the spending power United have got. They haven't got the commercial power United have got. Same with Chelsea, same with Arsenal. United should have always took that second spot, leading on to first, not just resting in roles and accepting defeat, and get closer to City. They could still even do it after Mourinho. They could have done it. They could have done it after Van Gaal. They could have done it. They could have done it. That's the bottom line, people. But I just think that this football club is just aiming. I think that what I was thinking that today, yeah. Do you think that they're just thinking to themselves, you know what, we'll never catch City while Guardiola is here, and we'll never catch City because we can't match their training ground. We can't match the way they've invested in East Manchester. We can't match, everything that's going around their football club. So you know what? Let's just stay top four. Let's just get a bog standard manager. Let's just stay relevant. Champions League football. Let's get the fans excited with a bit of Ronaldo, and let's just stay relevant, and not win any trophies. That's what I firmly believe this football club is now. Just stay relevant enough so you're not far away from the big boys. You're just there. You're just there next to them. You know what I mean?
You're in the rearview mirror. Just about.
Yeah.
It's like Formula One driver who's cruising the race. The guy's on the last corner. Well, he's crossing the line. That's literally what it is. You're just in the eyesight. But on paper, in the table, you're still there and relevant. But when you dig down into that league table, you see that we're 20-odd, 30-odd points behind. And it's absolutely scandalous.
Man. I'm sorry, guys, man. I'm sorry that the reality is kicking in again, yeah. But for me to be 18 points, off of Man City at this stage, for me, you can talk about how incredible Man City are. But I'm sorry, man. You know what I mean? You set the boundaries when they come to your turf at Old Trafford and you make it a training ground. You know what I mean? You have to set the boundaries. You have to make yourself the prime example. Forget what Chelsea do and Liverpool do. You make self prime example And that's what United haven't done. Forget what City have done. United have not done what they've had to do for me. And I just think for me, with our strategy and where we're going, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, we don't have a strategy. And I just think where we're going right now and getting Pochettino for me, is it the answer to go and get Manchester City? I know that it's not just solely Pochettino, but you're going to have to need more than that. Is Ralph Rangnick going to have his say in the squad? And is this squad, Adam, let's be honest, Adam, is this squad ready to compete? We haven't got a squad ready to compete.
Well,
we looked positive at the start of the season, but now crumbles.
Well, I do believe we've got. I thought we had at the start of the season. I remember watching that first game against Leeds. I remember Greenwood smashing in the goals, and I'm thinking we've got the bright young talent, and then I'm thinking the midfield. We just need to invest in that midfield, and then we'll be okay. We've got the defence in Varane. De Gea was coming back. Ronaldo was up front. It looked like we were going in the right direction, and then the mentality of these players kicked in, and McTominay starts coming out talking about being underdogs. Ollie starts talking about us doing well, laughing and joking, thinking that we're on the right track, on the right path. We've just failed. We've failed for years and years and years, because each time we've been further and further behind Manchester City or whoever's won the league. We said this season the only thing that was going to keep Ollie in a job was being single points behind City or Liverpool, whoever it was at the top of the table come the end of the season. That was the only way we could progress. Now the regression of this team, it was like we got second. That's good. It's all right. Now let's just sit back. The mentality of the club's changed because of the way the structure is upstairs. It's like celebrating Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with that banner saying thank you. Thank you for being battered all over the place. Yeah, mate, I love the guy as a player, but don't celebrate him as a manager. Thank you for what? For not throwing us under the bus and talking to the media like what Jose Mourinho did. That he got him sacked. I mean, one thing Jose you can't argue with is he actually threw the board out there, and he threw a few of the players out there as well for everyone to see.
He dragged it with him.
And it wasn't working with Jose. I'm not going to back him up on that. But one thing he has got, he's not afraid of, is speaking his mind. And that's why United, for me, didn't go for Conte either, mate, because Conte would have just absolutely dissected what is Manchester United and absolutely annihilated that hierarchy.
Yeah, your mate Jose just speaking after you just spoke about him there. Football heritage, I want to sell Pogba, Martial. Well, I think they'll be going at the end of the season, mate. So you don't have to worry about that. You know what you just said there, mate? That's a very good point you make there about not wanting Conte. That's why maybe they don't want they're not after Ten Hag, because I think Ten Hag is going to be a manager who's very, very stubborn, and I think he'll set his sights on what he wants. I really do. I think Pochettino will almost come in and be like, yeah, you know what have we got to work with? You know, when you come in and be like, all right, then what have you got to work with me? And it's like, right, okay, then, okay, you know, who have you got here? Let me see if I can sweet talk Martial. Let me see if I can sweet talk Donny. And it's like, you know, and that is the question. That is the thing for me going forward. What do you think about the attacking options, mate? Are you worried about goals now? You know, I know again the thing is, right, I don't want to talk about Greenwood, but then Greenwood does affect United, the fact that he's not here now. You know what I mean? Like, we don't care about Greenwood, but we do care about now the fact that we are one man down, and it is affecting us, football in terms.
Oh, mate, 100%. Which now we used to talk about having a bench which was probably stronger than the first team. Yeah. That bench has just been sent out on loan, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying.
So
who helped the first goal? Martial gave it to Cavani, then Rashford scored the winner. You know what I mean? So
this is it. And do you know what? I do believe we've got enough in our forward line. I'm hoping Sancho comes back and starts hitting the ground running. He needs to start playing now. He's had an horrendous start, but he needs to really. All these players now need to look at what's gone on, and there's obviously bigger things in football, and we've seen that come to light recently. But the players that are there now, and we've always said we need leaders. We need them to stand up now. We need them to stand up and siege mentality, come together, united against the world. That's the only way. They need to have the right mentality going forward now and win a few games. he'll start changing things. He'll start changing mindsets because as long as everything's all right on the pitch, no one talks about everything off it.
Oh,
And that's
massively.
what it
That's
is.
what I can't wait for. That's what I can't wait for.
That's what it is, mate. We beat Borough, beat Burnley next week. Then there's a few games in a row we've won there. Looking forward then to the next round of the FA Cup, and who we get in that. Building up to Atletico Madrid at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And you've got to just look at what's on the pitch now. Give up on everything else. These players need to realise now it's unfair on them that the pressure's been put on them after what the board have done and what and throwing Manic under the bus. But it's all on Manic and the players now.
Yeah,
they're just going to go hide in their high towers now, all the United big knobs. So the only people who are going to answer to anything are the players and Ralph Rangnick, and he has to handle that. And you know what? You look at it forward-wise, Pogba coming back plays in them forward positions as well, mate, so he could help out there. Obviously, Elanga coming through has definitely been a bonus. Hopefully Sancho comes back and starts playing to the potential that we know he's got.
Is that the worry for you? I think I'm worried about that in terms of Sancho.
Well,
can he really? Because I don't want to see Rashford out on the right. That would be for me.
Well,
honestly.
Rashford scored them 2 goals from the right recently.
I know what you mean. But then it's like,
is he an impact sub? Is he an impact sub behind Elanga?
Yeah, it's an impact sub Elanga. But I look at it and I think we just need Sancho to kind of now, deliver really and see some sort of, fortune for the money we paid for and the time we wanted him. It's 2 years we got him. That's the thing for me. Can he get the goals? That's one. He's not a very goal scorer, is he? Greenwood was a goal scorer in terms of getting goals. Is Sancho a goal scorer now? You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Can we get goals out of Sancho? Let me know in the comments.
Get assists for Ronaldo out of Sancho. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Have we stumbled upon something that may benefit us towards the end of the season because Sancho can maybe play that system and then feed Ronaldo to get more goals. Maybe give Cavani them crosses because them two are brilliant in the air. But how many headers have we scored this season?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
don't seem to get the crosses in, mate. But
no, we've had 100 corners and none have got in. 100 odd corners.
Yeah, the only team in the league not to score a goal from us. Well, we kind of killed that off with the Aston Villa goal, thanks to Martinez. But the only team that up to that Villa game that hadn't scored a goal from a set piece all season, second half of the season. Wow, still not scored from a corner. I can't remember the last corner, mate. Can't remember the last one we scored from.
I can't remember. I really can't.
I remember we scored one against Everton in a friendly. Harry Maguire early on in the season, friendly game.
Everton was it? I think Everton maybe game. I think it was something like that.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Team like Manchester United can't score from a set piece. You're taking the piss, and we brought in a set piece coach.
I know.
Summer, and we got worse.
Yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy, man. And that's the thing, United, we got wingers and nice ego strikers could be a reason, you know what I mean? I think Elanga all of a sudden becomes fresh hope. Can he get some off-season, late towards the end of the season? A lot of pressure on that. You know what I mean? You go from Rashford now being an impact player to being a vocal point. Can he take that pressure at him? He doesn't really. Sometimes he falls under the pressure when he has to be that person that you rely on now. When he's coming off the bench, it's easy to kind of come in and, get your goal and then happy days, the goal tallies add up. You know what I mean? Ronaldo now as well up top, you know what I mean? Do we now go to a 4-2-2 now and maybe get Ronaldo Cavani in there? This is the questions we have to ask people, you know what I mean? And these are the questions that I just think Ralph Rangnick has got a lot of things to muddle together now, you know what I mean? And, who plays in midfield? Does Pogba play in midfield? Does he play out wide? Quan Matter all of a sudden has got a career again at United. It's crazy.
The other day. Absolutely mental, isn't it?
It's mad, isn't it? Though Quan Matter is still here as a player.
Well, this is it, mate. You're still going to have Juan Mata and Jesse Lingard on that bench.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-boggling. Neither have offered us anything over the last 3 years, and they're still there getting a wage. He tried to get rid of Phil Jones, and he decided that deal wasn't going to happen. because he thought the comfy cushions on United's bench were warmer and nicer than the ones in Bordeaux.
Yeah, course.
It's just mind-boggling, mate. There's no control at all. I think 4-2 may suit Paul Pogba.
Yeah, he will.
How he plays, because he could fit into the second two as well. So I just want to see. Do you know what? There's one midfield that suited us and has worked, and it worked when we came back from lockdown. That was Matic and Pogba. That's what I would pick. We're not going to see it because I know Ralph will always go with McTominay, but that is my washing machine, by the way. Sorry about that, guys.
Nice, don't worry about it.
And ill-timed. But yeah, I would like to see Pogba back to see what he can do before he leaves in the summer. I do believe he is going to go. The club coming out saying that they're hoping that Pogba's going to sign with whoever they pick as a new manager. Is just a stupid Manchester United quote again. It's just ridiculous. 4-3-3 is the best. 4-3-3 is definitely the best. I do agree with that comment there.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. This is a question for the comments as well. And by the way, please smash a like on the video. Nearly 600 of you watching. Adam, do you think with the whole Greenwood situation, do you think this could affect the squad in terms of A, morale, B, focus, and C, this little bit of a break we've had now? I don't really like these kind of breaks for me. We've got another one coming up as well, international break. But do you reckon this will affect the group as a whole and the way, there's a different way of playing now as well, Is it going to affect the group in any way, do you think? Or do you think now Ralph has to maybe work, his money now and sort of get this group together?
It's sort of come, like I said, it's come to an end, hasn't it? It's sort of just all fallen into place now. And it could go either way. We could fall off a cliff or it could bring them together.
Yeah.
Siege mentality, like I said, it could bring the players together. They could go out there and we could find unity within this squad without even realising it. And it just stumbled upon it with circumstances that have passed over the last week. It's a case of Ranić controlling them and the players getting behind him. If the players get behind the manager, we'll get top 4 this season.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are they all going to get behind him? That's the thing. A few of them that have left are the bad eggs. And it's why it pissed me off so much that the board went behind his back and brought Lingard back and didn't let him go.
Yeah.
The fact that they put that block on it.
He'll be leaving anyway in the summer. And, it was more a case of, he wanted him out anyway. Ranić would never have said that if he said, well, he's our player. But he said, he's going in the summer. Well, he was like, no, but he should be going now as well. You know what I mean? And that's the thing and the issue here. Big up to Aileen Tenno. He goes, Greenwood, Martial, Pogba, Donny, Lingard, probably Cavani all gone in season. We are in huge trouble. Well, that's the bottom line, and that's the feeling that I've got in terms of the end of the season and how we end this season. We have to end it in a strong way as much as possible, so then we have hope for next season. Because I always try and find hope in things, and I know it's hard to do that. But for me, I can't be depressed as how much United have been depressing over the years. I have to find some sort of hope. That's why I keep going to the games, and I see Adam, I see everyone United fan. And when they come to Old Trafford, I always think, why is everyone smiling? But everyone tries to find new hope, and try and see
fans, mate.
Yeah, you're just fans, what I mean? At the end of the day, and it's like, this season it has to be a minimum of top 4. But I would love an FA Cup, Adam. We got the FA Cup this weekend. And Middlesbrough, by the way, have been on good form. I don't know if you noticed. I'm not in my usual seat. I think they've got about 9,500, is it, or something like that?
Yeah.
So I'm in the northeast quadrant. I think it's something like that. They are going to be noisy. It's an FA Cup. It's Friday night. We're not in the best of leading up to it. There's a lot of people have left. A lot of people have got a bed into new system. We have to play most of these guys every week. We got Tuesday, then Saturday. Then we got the period in March as well. This is a very, very tricky period now. Can we get in this running now, Adam? It's a tricky, isn't it? It's tricky.
February is a massive month in terms of the amount of games that we've actually got. 3 competitions, FA Cup, obviously Atletico Champions League. I think it's Burnley, Southampton, Brighton, Leeds. Some big games coming up this month. 2 games a week now all the way through, and then March is a bit of a
Can we
break,
do
isn't
that?
there?
Can we do that, Adam? 2 games a week with this squad? Be honest. I'm really, you know what it is? It might have to be situations where you look at certain games and be like, yeah, right, Champions League, or I
So you
don't
look at that there, you go, Burnley, we should beat Burnley.
early, yeah, but that new side
Because
of the
our record there is excellent, and they are
yeah, we've got a
shocking.
good record there.
They are absolutely atrocious. Bottom of the league. You'd expect 3 points there. That would make it 3 wins in a row in the league.
Yep.
Then you're looking at Southampton at home. You'd expect to beat Southampton at home.
Yeah, you expect to beat Southampton at home.
Shoulders.
Absolutely.
You're still expecting to beat Brighton at home, although I do understand that is a
draw.
It is a tough game. Southampton's a tough game.
I think Southampton. I think they're both tough games for where United are. For where United are, if you'd have said that at the start of the season, I think easy 6 points. But where United are, games are now even more than you guys think. Who was that team that we were last minute? West Ham. That was an even game, and then we got the last minute winner. So I think this wouldn't surprise you if we got 4 out of 6, or 2 out of 6, or 1 out of 6.
We need to win all 3 of them games, mate. And then Leeds, that's a scary one.
That's a scary one, yeah.
Because you're going to need some serious mental strength to deal with that pressure of that. None of the players in this team at the moment have dealt with anything like what's coming at Leeds.
Oh my! It's like Amad Diallo tonight, the Old Firm game, isn't it?
Leeds, they've just been smashed 3-0 by Celtic.
Yeah, and he got hooked off at half time, but that's the experience he's gonna need. And for me, that's why I'm glad he's gone to that Rangers, because at least then he's gonna learn the mental toughness side of it. As much as you want the flair of it, you got to learn how bad it is out there and how rough they like it, down there. You know what I mean? So it's mad. Atletico Madrid, that'll be a very, very, for me, 50-50 as you can get, isn't it? You know what I mean? No clear favourite. No.
And then Watford, got to beat them at home.
Yeah, we've got to beat them at home.
And then, like you said, March month is horrendous.
This is horrendous. Manchester derby. I think that's probably, for me, one of them results where they're looking at that thinking, let's get 4 or 5 of these. I genuinely think if we don't act on this game here and we don't pull out a result here, I genuinely think it could be any scoreline here, because City will want to get their own back. We've beat them last two away games. I was there the first one. Obviously, we had a lockdown and one. So they'll be looking to sniff blood here. You know what I mean? So
there are a few of them. And then we'll find out how good Ranieri's tactics are against the tactician himself in Antonio Conte. That is key. And then Atletico Madrid, and then it's Liverpool, isn't it? It is. March is absolute horrendous, because then we've got the international break. This is it again. We've got the same. If you go back up to March there, mate, it's happened last time, didn't it? With City and Spurs, and Liverpool, and then we had an international break. It was a catastrophe for us.
Yeah, and that is the international break then. You know what I mean?
This time. Yeah. Anfield and the Etihad. Oh God, I'm about as confident as at Old Trafford than I am. No, actually, I'm more confident as being away from home than I am at Old Trafford at the moment.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I think Old Trafford, mate, it gives me anxiety, and I don't want Leslie suffering even more, man. She's very, very not happy lately, Leslie. You know what I mean? She's honestly, man. I always say to Leslie, "Don't worry, we're gonna get a goal," and she's like, "No. We never got to get a goal on the East Stand." And I'm like, yeah, true. Sadly, a goal in. But I said, Adam's over across the other side, and he doesn't get a goal as well. So don't worry, we're all in it together. It really, really is. Rocco says 200 likes. Yeah, where the likes be put? Absolutely, mate. Quickly touch on the FA Cup game before we wrap up. I will be doing a preview tomorrow live, so big up to everybody who's watching.
Yeah, I think it'll be full strength, mate. Can't take any risks now. Players have been well rested. No excuse. Yeah, I think we'll see a strong team, mate, on Friday night. I don't think Ralph's going to risk anything, and I think we'll definitely get the result. I think we'll be going through to the draw. I'm not taking Middlesbrough lightly. I don't take any team lightly now, but I do expect us. Yeah. And I'm expecting the sort of reaction as well, mate. I think the players must have read the room and known how bad the feeling is within the fan base at the moment. They need to give something back. Ralph will know this. And hopefully we're just talking about the football, mate, and nothing else. I just want to
Nothing
talk
else,
about the game,
exactly.
mate, and that's it. But I do think we'll win. No disrespect to Middlesbrough, but if United can't win this one, then I give up altogether.
Yeah. Ailey Taylor says, my wife is Middlesbrough fan, pray for me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You'll be all right, mate. You'll be all right, pal.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Adam, back at Old Trafford, man, back to where the football is, man. You know what I mean? Friday night again. I don't know why. What is it, United, and this whole
Awful season for kickoffs.
Kickoffs, man? 7:55 on a Friday night. I get it. We're gonna have a nice long weekend here, but why should Man United face Middlesbrough in the FA Cup at home when you've got so many other teams who could do with that money? United don't need the money. We don't need it. We don't need the football coverage. Give it to someone else. That's down.
By the way, they've charged the Middlesbrough fans £46 for their tickets as well.
You know what I mean? Old Trafford with a roof leaking, and you're giving them, £46.
£46 a ticket. Away tickets in the Premier League are capped at £30.
Yeah,
and we're charging 46 for an FA Cup 4th round tie to away fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know there's Percy split, and they take half of everything in the FA Cup and the rules of that, but still, they're not thinking about the fans there, are they? You said they're 9,000 Middlesbrough fans.
Yeah.
£46. There'd be no United fans paying £46 for their ticket.
Well, I'll tell you that, mate. Especially if I'm on, the northeast quadrant, and it's, you know what I mean, you can barely see something from down there. So, yeah, we'll see. But Adam, make sure you check out his channel, people. Adam Matic TV.
Yeah, took a break. Took a break this week with everything that was going on.
Yeah,
on Sunday, it was going to be live, but I thought it was only right that we didn't delve into that. It was probably the right decision. But yeah, we're back, obviously. Game day Friday, and then live on Sunday again with the podcast. Get everyone back on, then start talking proper football.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Big up to everybody who's watched. Big numbers here today. Over 600 of you here. Love to everybody who's supporting the channel, and keep liking, keep subscribing. I'll be back tomorrow with a preview for the Middlesbrough game. For now, people, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.